Good morning and welcome to today's live stream. Just a note real quick that the course is down in the description where you could have caught a lot of the bounces going on today. As far as it goes with NVIDIA and things like that, you can learn this type of behavior. You can learn how to trade things like this in the course down in the description. Is 90% off in the month of August, so you only have a couple weeks left to grab that at 90% off for $100. There's also a swing trading course, which we're seeing some swing trade signals start to confirm. Now, at this area, we have to pay attention to some kind of pullback. If the SPY ends up heading a little bit higher, goes up towards those weekly and daily expected moves, we'll pay attention to that. But welcome in this morning. We had the CPI data come out this morning. Let's go check on that. And I think overall, it seemed like a mixed bag. Okay, so let's read into this data. As far as it goes, PPI yesterday came down. Okay, so down caused a positive reaction. So we would assume that inflation coming down would cause a positive reaction. What are we noticing? Well, the consensus was 0.2, 0.3. That actually came in higher at 0.2 for the core inflation rate month over month. And then we have the core inflation rate year over year coming in at 3.2, which is just barely down from the previous and pretty much at expected. Now the inflation rate month over month, 0.2, previously at negative 0.1. So that did tick up, and core inflation rate year over year, 2.9. So that did tick down just a little bit. So we kind of have a mixed bag. The main thing I would read into is what the Fed would pay attention to. And that would overall tell us, hey, we need to pay attention to core inflation. Core inflation is the main thing to probably pay attention to here. 0.2 from 0.1, that's a tick up. Core inflation rate year over year, 3.2, but is that really a lot of work being done? Not necessarily. So I assume that we are going to see some of these rates actually bounce from that, and we are seeing a slight bounce as of right now, so we'll pay attention to it. You're seeing the 2-year bounce a little more, but it's wicking out, so we'll see how people read into it. They want to read into the good news. As of right now, volatility still dropping off. About to go test the 50, so this is an area where we still have to pay attention. We have to see if we get rejection in this area. We have not fully crossed up on this MACD yet. All of the swing trade signals are not flashing green just yet. They are very, very close. NVIDIA, it already is. So we're getting some positivity from NVIDIA, and that makes total sense. This has taken over. If that's going to keep seeing something crazy, we could see the market squeeze higher. So for today, we need to pay attention to some key levels. We need to pay attention probably to our 30-minute charts, just see if those are able to roll over at any point here. But it would make sense for us to just keep getting up to this area, especially when we look at the dollar that seems to continue to drop off. All right. And we could see that have a reaction. We'll see. And then the PCC as well remaining high. So if the PCC comes out again and that remains high, then we could continue to squeeze, because that data, I don't believe it's bad enough to really send the market extremely lower. It is bad enough to maybe have to, kind of build up some liquidity down in these areas, right? Build up, maybe retest these levels down here, maybe go down towards the daily expected move. That's what that data tells me. I don't really think that data is bad enough to just send us through the floor. We get more data tomorrow as well. So if you didn't know, tomorrow we do get the retail sales. So retail sales comes out, and that is supposed to tick up, which actually is kind of inflationary, but people might want to see that strong economy still going on there, so we'll pay attention. There's a bunch of data that seems to come out tomorrow, a couple auctions there for 4-week bill auction, 8-week bill auction, and then after that on Friday we do get building permits. Okay, so housing starts and building permits, and then Michigan consumer sentiment. So we'll pay attention to all those things. We have a few rocks in our stream. We just have to follow the signals closely here, and we should be just fine. How's everyone doing this morning? Looks like CPI, kind of a, I would say, mixed bag, but really more actually to the bad side. I would say most of the core inflation seems to be holding higher or ticking up in some way, right? Going from 3.3 to 3.2 is not a big win by any means. You are still above 3%, which is away from that goal. So maybe now we have to start thinking, are they going to cut in September? That can change those probabilities of a cut in September. As of right now, still leaning towards some kind of cut of about 25 basis points. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards. Alrighty, and across the board here, let's just click through a few. As we look forward, we have Apple trying to make another upward move. We have Tesla making another upward move. That was weird. It kind of showed it up towards 217 for a moment. Amazon making that upward move. NVIDIA seeing the upward move. AMD seeing the upward move. Meta holding at higher prices. This one here is a little bit different. It's been going up over time ever since earnings. Microsoft, that one is holding steady. See if that can actually see a bounce to the upside. But One thing that was kind of interesting was Google getting a, hey, we might be separated, right? They might break up Google. So that would be a big deal. We're seeing some divergence play up in this area right here for the potential for a double top. We'll have to see if that's able to roll around this 2-hour chart. That can send you lower for sure. As of right now, we would just say 30-minute pullback is going to take place with that happening. But that is a pretty dramatic drop. You're down 1.2% to start the day. Netflix, this one looked pretty good, but some divergence, I would say, on the MACD, not necessarily on the RSI at the same time. Just could mean we need some kind of pullback. AMC, this thing actually breaking to the upside. Very, very good close here for AMC, able to close above the 200. And weirdly enough, I mean, when we were watching this during market hours, I'm tempted to go look at my live video, but this wick was not here during the end of the live video. We really closed at the top here. I want to go double check that maybe after this video today, see if there is something going on there, because I recall this just making an upward move and remaining there. So we'll pay attention, see if that is able to cross up today. That could mean some big things. That could mean maybe this is going to send the market for some downside, actually. So we could see downside potential if this actually does bounce to the upside. So I might be trimming away at even more of my calls to the upside this morning. As we look at the S&P 500, the futures here, we do see, hey, that is crossing up. Now, I haven't updated these levels here, but we are crossing up as of right now. We still have a long day ahead of us, so let's pay attention. We're still in that breakdown area for the SPY, so let's just keep track of it. Something that was able to get above the breakdown area was the US 100, the Qs as well. Able to get above that, able to cross yesterday. So that is telling you that upside is the most likely scenario here. We could just see upside for a while and end up going higher over time, so we'll pay attention to it. All right, weekly expected, that's expected, dollar. One thing with the dollar I was paying attention to was a 4-hour chart, okay? Because down in these areas, we could make some kind of divergence or something like that. So we haven't made that divergence point just yet, but you see how close we are to positive territory. So if that just starts to curl up, I would say, you know, today or tomorrow, then that can actually send us down. So we'll pay attention to it. We'll see how people read into retail sales in the morning. But for the most part, we just want to keep our trades in front of us, keep our minds in a good setting of, hey, things can go wrong. And right now we should be like, hey, thankfully our trades are going well, but we need to make sure to be sitting here going, okay, how could this go wrong? How can I still be beat up by this? How do I need to react if something goes wrong? What am I looking for if something were to go wrong? And the main thing to look for if you're overall looking for things to go wrong is a 2-hour crossover. 2-hour crossover can lead you to go build up on a higher low, I would say at this point. But right now we're paying attention to the 30-minute chart, seeing if that can go all the way up. We'll see if that's able to go all the way up to a daily expected move today. Maybe we actually see a wild day as we're not getting the biggest gap up in the world. I think the PCC is going to be important. The dollar is going to be important today. See if the dollar starts moving up while the market does. Good morning. Crazy market did move like everyone was expected. Yeah, it didn't necessarily move to the downside, which with that data, you kind of got, I would say, mixed bag. But if you really look into the, yeah, Jay, good morning. BK, good morning, by the way. Just Joe in here today. I love it. Love everyone being here. Now, the key thing here for me is this is still heading up. While we didn't get the best data, I wouldn't say it's the worst data, but I still wouldn't say it's the best. So let's pay attention if this 30-minute just starts to roll over, because that could mean we're just going to pull back down to like something like 535 by the end of the day. So we'll pay attention to that. Maybe I need to look at some. I'll pull up in a second. I will probably pull up maximum pain. Let's see. Good morning, Jim. Hustler Maniac is here. Hell yeah. Listening in my car while driving to work. Keep that hustle going, okay? Hustler Maniac, keep it going. Keep it going. We respect the hustle. What's the PCC right now? Well, we'll get the update at about, it's usually at like 8, or it's about 15 to 20 minutes after the open, we see an update with that. So we'll pay attention. Yeah, they're more affected by the jobs data. So maybe they see a growing CPI as a decent thing, because maybe they say, oh, well, then the economy's not going to be totally shit. Because during inflation, the economy is propped up by inflation, right? The economy keeps growing. That's the whole point of inflation. Your economy is growing too fast. So It's more so about how people are positioned. It's more so about the next unemployment reading. That's what I would overall look for. Good morning, traders, says Fardis. Lux Dubin here, Christopher Godfrey in here. Oh, Christopher, just Christopher, the first Christopher ever is in here right now. But yeah, we'll get that PCC in a moment, Christopher. I need to manage my QQQ puts. Yeah, just keep paying attention. I mean, at least this isn't like the most massive move up in the world. Now the Qs, it's not the most massive move up in the world. I would say that. I'm not trying to short any downside. We are in a positive gamma territory now. So the fact that we were able to take the breakdown area back tells me that any selling could have buying underneath it unless we start to give up these levels again, right? If we start to close like that, that would be more of a warning sign. I know, Lux. They finally did it. It closed above, and that's why we're kind of paying attention because, you know, if those things actually do happen, that can send the market in the bad direction, so we'll pay attention to it. But for the most part, AMC able to close above the 200. Someone coming out yesterday during my stream, and I remember being like confused by, and like, oh yeah, okay. They said, you know, we haven't closed above the 200 since May, since this previous May. And I was like, after I closed the stream, I was like, wait, I got to check this because that's not right. That's not right. You technically have not closed above the 200. Do you see this? This is not a close above the 200. That's a close below. You technically have not closed above the 200 since way back here, since like July of 2023. And that's kind of crazy. Does the pre-market look bearish to me? Not necessarily. It looks like a continuation of what's happening right now. What happened yesterday. Sorry, not right now. Obviously right now, that's what's happening right now. But we'll have to see. August of last year? No, I just looked. It's July. I'd say July. Maybe it is August. Maybe it leaked into August there. I didn't zoom in on the charts, but yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, that was me. Yeah, Noah is the same as me. I was like, I'm pretty sure it hasn't closed. The whole point is closing above the 200. It is a big deal. Now you just want to see some continued strength. That's what you want to see. Actually, what's GME doing this morning? Pretty good price action to the upside. So today we really have to pay attention if these things start to curl up. If these things start to curl up, you can see some crazy stuff going forward with these stocks. If they curl right back down, yeah, that's awesome. But those are the times you want to pay attention when you get that daily momentum behind you. APPS, TS. Now, one thing to note here, the dollar is starting to head up, okay? We'll see if that actually flashes to positive and if the SPY keeps going up. Now we can maybe see if there's a rig move. Now we can see if people get overzealous to the call side. And that can really help us make a decision today. Get a check back if claims is closer. Overall, everything bullish. It still looks the same as yesterday. It still looks the same as yesterday, as far as it goes right now. Everything looks the same as yesterday. So we'll have to see this first hour. We'll see if the SPY goes up and the dollar goes up at the same time. But in this area, we did not see any rigged behavior. I wanted you to be aware of that. If we would have gotten good data, you saw we got lackluster data. What are we doing? We're still heading up just a little bit. If we would have got good data, boom, I think you would have gapped up and you would have just went. You either would have gapped up, faded it, and then went to fake people out. Like if people got calls up here, boom like this, scroll back down, then you get the structure, hey, left, head, right shoulder, fake them out, everyone goes to calls, sends it lower, everyone goes, oh no, it's crashing, then it goes, oh, everyone buys puts, goes higher. I think that's how it would have happened, but that's not what we got. So we have to see if this is just going to leak higher. We have to really see if people are positioned a little funky today. I think there might be a rigged move in the morning that we can pay attention to. Now, a quick note, just so you guys are aware before the open, today is my anniversary, okay? Today's my anniversary with my wife, so we have some plans throughout the day, so I might be a little bit lacking on the YouTube side of things after the morning stream. I have some stuff planned, so we have some fun stuff planned. We're just gonna mainly spend the day together and have some fun with it. But for the most part, I just wanted you guys to be aware that you might not get too much YouTube content, too much Patreon content as far as today goes. But going into the rest of the week, you should be good to go. And thank you so much for the congratulations. Really appreciate it. Oh, and Trigger Silence, thank you so much for joining the live stream today. Thank you for subscribing. As we look over, some people looking at Tesla and NVIDIA. Tesla Starting off with just a tiny gain here, tiny gain for Tesla as of right now. Nvidia heading to the upside. This is something where I might take even one more contract off, but we'll see. I kind of want to see what that PCC opens up before I make a decision. The Dow Jones already starting to show just a tiny bit of weakness, down 0.02, so nothing too crazy there. Apple showing you that curl over as of right now. We'll see if that's able to hold up, but for the most part, we need to wait till that PCC comes out. So as far as it goes, Nvidia still looks the same as yesterday. Is it going to keep squeezing? Is it going to back off? Is it going to retest? That's kind of what I'm looking for here. Is it going to just retest some key levels and then head back up to the upside? Hold on, GME, this thing here. God dang it, can I not? My options look so funky. Options are so funky in the morning. Hey, Jonathan, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much for that this morning. Really appreciate it. Awesome. I hope your plays are going fantastic for you. I did know, oh yeah, someone did ask about Bitcoin. Let's go look at Bitcoin real quick. Sorry about that. Someone did ask about Bitcoin. You do have a 30-minute divergence that can roll over 2 hours. Let's look at the 2 hour. Looks like that could be rolling over in this area. But if you really look at the structure of it, a pullback today would make sense, right? Pull back, look at this, left head, right shoulder. That would make sense. That's probably how you head higher. And thank you again for that $10. Awesome. We will go have a great anniversary. I went out early this morning at 6 a.m. and bought her some nice coffee, because my wife loves coffee. So if that is too big though, okay, if this curls down on the 2 hour and isn't able to hold up at higher prices and curl up, you have to be aware of that 4 hour. If that 4 hour starts to cross down and goes negative here, well, test the low, go make a new one. We could still be in that negative trend. Okay, so you do have a little bit of what you would look for a double top, but you also have the structure to head higher. So it's kind of a mixed bag in here. Hey, kind of level in there. So if this crosses down, we want to treat it as a very bad sign. You can start to roll, kind of reject this daily chart. As of right now, the daily is crossing up. If that remains, that'll be a good sign. So it's kind of a mixed bag. And I know that's what no one wants to hear. I don't know what, I can't even like look at my options right now. That it's something is messed up with them. Something's really messed up. Is it this one? Is it my, I keep looking at my fun account. It keeps like bouncing back and forth. I think I'm gonna do something here. Can't even do anything with this really. Let's just see what happens here. Then it drops out. Like the options data is so wonky today. Anybody else experiencing a little bit of that? I can't even do anything. This is so strange. It's like, sorry, I'm just having a look at some stuff this morning, just real quick. Tom Lee, Carrie Stevenson, and Lucas. Thank you so much, Short Fridays. Tesla dropping as well. Yeah, just got to see at this point, do we need to manage anything? Do we need to manage some trades? Do we need to look at a 30-minute, see if that's rolling over, right? Something like that can happen. Looks like we're rejecting pretty hard from that area. So what I want to do is, that's pretty close to crossing. I can manage the trade and then get right back in. That's kind of how I'm going to treat it this morning. Because the options are so funky, I'm going to manage the trade, and then if I want to, I can get right back in. So I'm not too worried about that. Awesome. Might hold on to that. It's DJT. DJT is what's messing with my fun account right now. I was like, why do the value, and then the values of my other options are going wonky too, but for the most part, Tesla still looked fine. So Tesla was the main trade. I had too many trades going on, to be honest. So Tesla could get some kind of retest of that break up area now, right? We're going to test a break down area. Okay, maybe we come and test these levels down in here. So we'll pay attention. But for the most part, AMC not able to hold that positivity just yet. GameStop not able to hold the positivity just yet. So we'll see if those are fought against. Mara starting to curl back down. SPY still holding up pretty good. I really want to see what that PCC comes out at. IWM, Dow actually still flipping positive now. Nvidia rolling. Nvidia and Apple, we've looked at Nvidia a few times, mainly just looking for that 30-minute pullback at this point. That's kind of what I'm looking for, to see if we can create the structure. Now, that could be a more dramatic 2-hour pullback that pulls down into this zone. Okay, so we have to be aware of that. It's more about how are people positioned this morning. What is the dollar doing? Well, the dollar's dropping off more right now. So if the dollar's dropping off like this, we want to see if, like, say the market is dropping at the same time, we want to see if that PCC is still a little bit high. Because if that dollar is dropping off, then we can continue to squeeze to the upside. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with those values. It's so strange. Apple able to hold up. Okay, so Apple is one that was kind of flagging out, right? It's kind of flagging out like this. See if that's able to curl up. I'm still leaning towards that test of about 225, create the structure to head higher. So really what depends here, are we going to see some kind of brief pullback as we are in, I just deleted that. Can I do this? Nice. As we are in pullback mode. So if we kind of zoom into the price action over here, you'll just see we're in pullback mode, right? These are red bars, so it's saying we're pulling back with time as of right now. If we get that little blip up, we can go to 223, 225. But for the most part, Tesla dropping off pretty dramatically here. So that's where I'm already managing the trade, just so I have a good amount of profit there. And then I can get right back into play if something were to happen. At first to, yeah, 32 is where I'm really paying attention to this guy. Something's going on. Something like I actually had to. You guys know, every once in a while, like probably once every 2 weeks or so, I actually do look at some other YouTubers that I respect. One of them being FX Revolution and a couple others, but they trade differently than me. I just like to see their sentiment, and a lot of them saying like, hey, this is the recipe for a squeeze, but you're also seeing crash signals. So it's kind of the same as how I'm feeling. And that's why I'm just being a little bit careful in this area. But I'm also trying to treat it like, hey, I don't want to miss out on some kind of short squeeze. So I need to pay attention very diligently to what's going on. As of right now, we can see, and someone asking about a few other stocks, but we can see from something like NVIDIA, starting to see a little bit of selling come in. Just want to see if 30 minutes are crossing down. I think if 30 minutes are crossing down, that can be a pretty big deal. One thing I might do... no, I'm not necessarily seeing a trade set up around anything. So there's no point in doing something. I'm gonna pull up my other charts on my other screen. God dang it. I keep clicking on the wrong stuff. Let me pull up my other charts real quick just to see if I have any trade setups. I use a specific set of charts for my trade setups. As of right now, hey, the SPY is curling up on the MACD as of right now. Just so you're aware, it's barely crossing, but it is crossing. Okay, let me go look through here. Apple about to reach a weekly expected move as that daily tries to cross up. Tesla fading that move, not towards the weekly expected move yet. Amazon reaching up towards that weekly expected move. NVIDIA outside of it. AMD reached up towards it, rejected directly off it. So AMD, if you're paying attention to AMD, this just rejected directly off of that weekly expected move. Meta is getting outside of its monthly expected move. Microsoft is getting up towards its Oh shoot, that's going to be a retest. If you come look at Microsoft, by the way, we're getting a pretty perfect retest here. Interesting. What is volatility showing us? And I think the PCC will convince me what to do this morning, but 2 hour kind of flat as we go, maybe test the 50. Are we going to go test the 50? We could go test that 50. That would make some sense. No real, I mean, 30-minute divergence on the MACD, not on the RSI. Tough market until we get that PCC, and the dollar is dropping off, so the buying here makes more sense. Is this just going to squeeze higher? We got to see that PCC now. But yeah, AMD rejecting directly off of that weekly expected move at this moment. Let me go click through some other ones here real quick. Microsoft about to get that perfect retest of the breakdown area. So you broke out of a wedge there, or a channel. Google really starting to fade to the downside, curling down on the 30-minute chart. Netflix still looks pretty good. AMC, GME trying to curl up on the daily right now. AMC not able to do it. So just a quick note for GME, you're actually on the daily scale seeing a curl up. If that can hold throughout the day, that would be a good sign. If you can really take back that 20, I'd be happy with that. Look at the price of these things. Just in case something happened. Let's do this. Gotta wait for that cross up for AMC. Be patient with it. No real good trade setups, I would say. Something I was paying attention to was Mara. If this dips down one more time, see if that's able to taper out, because it is kind of moving sideways. You notice that the downward move here, downward move. If you wanted to even go downward move, now you're starting to even out. Maybe we could go like that, curl over, curl back up. SPY starting to go red here in the morning. We have a few more minutes until that PCC comes out. Note to self, though, the Dow is still holding up while the market drops off. That's interesting. The Qs looking like they might drop off. So we may be in for a pullback, even a gap fill, right? Really convince people to go to the put side, and then we'll see what happens with retail sales. Just want to be keeping my finger on the pulse here. Tesla now down 2%. Looking over at Tesla, this thing is curling down as of right now. So what I'm looking for is, hey, that's very bad in 15 minutes. When that, if that's able to close, that's very bad. And then if that does just curl back up, I could be right back in the play. Same thing goes for pretty much every stock that we're looking at. Nvidia really starting to give it up. How much is this? But the dollar is still heading down dramatically, guys. Dollar is heading down while the market's heading down. Interesting. So right now that would be a rig move, saying that there is some buying, or at least cash, people moving out of cash into something. Volatility, we'll have to look at that in a little bit. I'll read the chat in just a moment. Yeah, no trade setups though. Not trying to day trade or anything. All right. It looks like a day for me to be patient. Unfortunate. This market's been fun a lot lately, so I was due for a day to be a little patient. Let's look over at TLT. That is breaking to the upside, so we are seeing those yields actually continue to come down. Interesting. Oh, a lot of people went to the call side. 0.71. 0.71. So that overall would tell you, hey, this might actually experience some kind of drop. Now, you're not necessarily seeing the dollar higher, though. That's the only tricky part. You're not seeing the dollar higher, you're not seeing volatility pop, but you do have a very high put-to-call ratio. So it would make sense to actually reach down to these levels, really convince people, hey, yeah, shorts are the option, and then it turns back up by the end of the day. So something like Tesla, Nvidia, those type of things, look for retests of those areas. Right now you're seeing the dollar go down and the SPY go down at the same time while people take calls. So that does make a little bit of sense that we're heading down a little as people switch to the call side. But we need to see if that's able to rotate back up. I think we need a further down dip. If they want to short squeeze, they're going to have to do something crazy to convince people, hey, you need to go into some short positions, and we'll see from there. Dollar dropping off. Let me look at the yen. Dropped off dramatically. Could start to head up here with a daily cross. Interesting. Just a weird market right now, honestly. We're seeing like contradicting signals here. We're seeing a very, very low PCC, meaning a lot of calls in there, while we're also seeing the SPY drop off and the dollar drop off at the same time. So SPY and the dollar dropping off at the same time would convince us, hey, there could be upside. But the PCC would mean a lot of people are going to win in that play. And the CPC last night posted at 0.76, so a dip down would make more sense for me. Kind of what Tesla's doing. If that does cross over, we're more in pullback mode. Google really suffering there. Did that curl over yet? Oof, Google. Google might make a good trade setup later, right? When we actually get down to 153.87. AMC and GME both flipping to the positive side as of right now. Mara flipping negative for a brief moment here. Mainly looking at this signal, by the way, for Mara. If you wanted to look for a good signal for upside, well, Bitcoin's making that structure. If this can just curl up on that 2 hour, that would be opportunity lurking. But it would just be, hey, we got to manage the trade in this type of scenario. PCC even lower, 0.70. People very confident for upside right now. The dollar 4 hour. Oh God, is this 4 hour divergence going to really matter? Oh no. It's my anniversary. I don't want craziness. I don't want to have to watch stocks all day. All right, what are you guys chatting about over here? Let's see. Sorry about that. This is a great market. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, isn't it? And I'm like, dang it. You know, Vital 46, you know, I'm like, damn it, I have to be patient. Higher likelihood of a retrace. I think that's what it kind of means. It does mean the market can go down just because that PCC is very high, but it also means the market could go sideways. I think you're at an opportunity here where the market could go sideways, build liquidity, build liquidity, build liquidity, and then just burst to the upside. But for the most part, makes sense. Grab the Tesla swing. How do you read put to call? I like PCC during market hours. And mainly you just want to see if you're seeing multiple things at the same time. So this just means over here, they're over leveraged to the downside, over leveraged to the downside, over leveraged to the downside, over leveraged to the upside, over leveraged to the upside right now. So if the market was to head higher, a lot of retail would make a lot of money. So I assume the market will go sideways or down until that changes. Now, the only reason that we can't read too much into it, why it's not going to be probably something like that until we get more data, is because the dollar is down while the market is actually flipping to negative right now. So that tells you that there might be some buying on the inside. Okay, there might be actually buying happening here, and volatility continues to drop off as we go towards 1683, the last place we broke out from. So there could be something going on here. Most likely I will take some kind of little bit bigger hedge position at this moment, but nothing to be worried about as of right now. The Dow is still heading up. The SPY, I just think there's too many calls. They don't want retail to make that much money, so they want people to get over leveraged to the downside. That's kind of what I'm thinking, Jonathan. I think you're in the same mentality as me, right? Just retrace back, maybe go to a daily expected move, go back to this area. Where's that daily expected move, by the way? Well, it's at a very important area right there, right? So notice that we gapped above that, okay? So we gapped above that. First of all, we gapped below it, then we gapped above it. We used it as resistance. All of this means that this level is very important. So if we wanted to fake people out, this might be where it is. We're still in a positive gamma environment as we get back into these levels. So if this can turn like that, that would be pretty good. Ancient Chinese secret. No, I just use UVXY. I use volatility as hedges. It allows me to buy something that moves pretty good with not a lot of money. But man, do I want to hedge in this area? Like, do I? We could react off that 50 and that 200, but we could still head higher. So I'm not seeing anything that tells me we should see dramatic downside. I'm just seeing some signals that say, hey, we're actually maybe seeing some buying come in as of right now. We'll see if that changes. All right, we'll see if that changes. Q is now down 0.25. If they cross over, hey, most likely thing is you are heading towards a daily expected move. Yeah, I think I think what I'm seeing here is they want to go higher, but the market maker does need that liquidity. They need people to go to the short side to use those to head higher. Tesla really dropping off now. Glad I managed that trade. Glad I was able to make some money off that. Still made 95%, so very, very good trade there. That's the benefit of getting in at the lower levels. Bitcoin is retracing to the 200. Let's go look at Bitcoin again. I think Bitcoin could tell us a little bit. Oh yeah, that's dropping off. That is dropping off. Now we have to look for structure. This is where it can hold up from. If it's not able to hold up there, it starts to curl over at 4 hours. That's when something a little uglier can happen. Netflix is so positive. Interesting. Mara, I was looking at this 30 minutes, seeing if that could roll over. If it doesn't, potential for upside. Do I necessarily want to add to a play or add to a hedge? I wouldn't say so at this moment just yet. Palantir's one I'm a little worried about. It looks like it needs a 2-hour pullback. Like it really wants one. But it still can pop higher to 32 before that happens, so being patient with it. Video really giving it up too. Mix is still posting lower target, so no need to panic on anything just yet. I think I'm looking for the retest of the 50 or the 200. For Tesla, looking for that retest as well. Seeing if this 30-minute can curl down. See if that can curl right back up. That's something that I'm interested in. But that is a almost 6-point move down. GameStop, bad thing for GameStop. It does have divergence up here at the high. And we got a couple days left in the market. Google's not doing hot. And yeah, BK, I'm just trying to keep it simple. But yeah, Google's not doing hot. Talking about having to split up Google or something like that. So we'll see. Dollar's kind of rising, not really though. Mainly just people over leveraged to the upside. So we probably move sideways or slightly down, build up that liquidity, convince some people to go short, and then we see what happens. I don't use UVIX might be a little different. I use UVXY. So little different. But I haven't added to that hedge at all. I still have the same hedge I've had pretty much ever since we saw this upside. So we're still paying attention to see what's going to go on here. I think a pullback would make the most sense, but it's just we're not seeing too much of that behavior. I think sideways or downward. I think sideways makes the most sense. Oof. Still has some room to go here. But the dollar, like if this was going to be some kind of major, say, lower high, we would see that dollar cranking up. We're not seeing that. Frog in my throat. No, dump. Yeah, I hope your plays go well. I never would wish anyone to have a bad trade. Well, Bitcoin, one thing to just look at is the 2 hour, see if that's fully able to cross here. Looks like it's going to. So is this is just weird behavior though. What platform do you recommend for trading and charting? Charting for sure. I use TradingView. Platform, it's kind of up to you. I would even like if I'm new to it, because everyone likes some things differently, you know, I think I used 3 different platforms with small amounts of money, and then I had like a Schwab account. Now I'm using Thinkorswim, if that helps you out. Used to use Robinhood and Webull. I used Webull. I still use Robinhood for my fun account, by the way. Like, I'm not hating on Robinhood. I don't think it's the worst platform in the world. I just think they do some shady stuff. I always notice on my fund plays, whenever I buy something at a certain price or like do a market order, it just like the price of the order just completely changes 2 seconds later. Like they're showing me it's worth $1. Okay, and then I pay $1 for a call, and then it right after I hit the buy button, it goes down on my fund account. It goes down to like 92, like 0.92, and I'm like, interesting. Thinkorswim's pretty good. I'm enjoying it. Tesla is crossing down Fardis on the 30-minute MACD. Let's go check on that real quick. Maybe we need to make stronger bases here, guys. Maybe that's what's going to go on. Maybe all of this, maybe a higher low would make more sense than a higher low would make more sense. 2 hours pretty positive now. It's like these levels here. Okay, definitely going to make that low. Now you still can do this, right? If it's like sudden, but we're not seeing the behavior for a sudden crash. Not that I'm seeing as of right now. More so just looking into, hey, if this curls down like this, is it able to curl back up? Head up higher over time. See our first little 2 hour pullback, but that's not even overbought, so could just be a 30-minute pullback. But Tesla's starting to cross over on that 30-minute MACD. Now you still have 29 minutes left in the bar. Bitcoin trying to bounce. Alrighty. We'll see what happens with that guy. Just chilling, just kind of chilling, waiting to see what happens, because we're just not seeing things. I use basic settings on pretty much everything. The indicators I really like, obviously MACD, RSI. And then it's not really an indicator, but my next favorite thing are weekly ranges. That's what I give away on Patreon for the individual stocks we cover in the YouTube videos. These are very useful. I calculate the options data to give us a zone for where that price will land 68% of the time by Friday close every single week. Weekly ranges are what really has made me a phenomenal trader. Like at first I was like, oh, swing trading, I'm decent. Then I was like, okay, trading. All right, cool. I'm pretty good. Then when weekly ranges came in, everything just clicked, and I was like, wow, okay, cool. It's still not above 0.8. PCC not above 0.8 or anything, so I'm not even really paying too much attention to it. High yield growth, what is that doing? Staying kind of flat. Okay, still 30-minute pullback makes the most sense here. The only bad part about a 30-minute pullback here, and I'm just being genuine going into like Friday, if we do this and then we do this, that could actually roll over your 2-hour chart. So watch out for something like this. I think that would be interesting. That would go into Monday. Maybe something bad happens over the weekend, but we will most likely see the dollar rising and the stock market rising at the same time if that happens. We don't see that right now. So if there is a pullback and that dollar remains low, that would mean that there's still insider buying happening. Looks like those semiconductors have kind of topped out, I guess. I'm trying to read into volatility. It's just been down for so long. Maybe I need to spread it out and do like an hourly chart, see what that looks like. And we're seeing that divergence on the hourly here on the MACD, not for the RSI though. So not a clear signal there either. And the dollar's still just heading down. The only thing I'm worried about from the dollar is you just see like, oh, the 4-hour cross down, and then you see a huge reaction overnight and things just sell off. That would not be cool. We don't like when things happen overnight. You can still react, you just can't really react with your options. Clove hit 215. Keeping my eye on GME and AMC. Those things starting to curl down again. Trying to bounce back, but have curled down as of this bar. So telling you pullback mode. And you do have divergence here for GME, unfortunately. So that can start to roll over 2-hour charts. Look at that 2-hour. That could really suffer here. Right when everyone gets bearish on it, what do you notice? Well, we could find some kind of divergence down by $19. That would be very good, actually. I would really like that. I would probably take that play at that point. I don't have an option trade for GME anymore, just holding the stock. AMC, you guys know I bought that on my fun account for my birthday. I bought an option for the end of the month, for the day after my birthday. Bought that a couple weeks ago. That's just my fun account though, guys. That's just a birthday present to me in case it pops off. Other than that, just holding the stock. Look at this. I think sideways would make a ton of sense with what's going on. So I'm going to look for things that have dipped down like Tesla. I might even look at 15 minutes and see if those can curl back up. I'm out. I'm right back in, you know what I mean? I'm looking to get, I'm kind of like preparing for it, BK. Kind of preparing for it, but not trying to force it, right? I'm not trying to force it. Right now, this is telling me pullback or downside. So I'm not trying to force it. I'm just going to pay attention to it, pay attention to what's happening in the SPY with the dollar and all those things. But I did sell out of this position, made about 95%, which sucks because yesterday I think I was up like 150%. But I will take 95%. I will not complain about it necessarily. I'll just be like bummed out, like, oh man, I thought this would go boom like that. And then we'd see a pullback towards like 215. Do something like bam, bam. As of right now, you've broken out of the zone, you're retesting it. So what we have to really watch out for, guys, if these 2 hours start to curl over, ooh, especially for something like Tesla, you might want to go make a divergence point before you actually get that upside here for Tesla, because you didn't necessarily have the best divergence down in this area. This was in the downward direction, that's in the downward direction, so no divergence between those two major lows. So if you need to, this would make sense. And then you actually go boop, boop. And you see that? That'd be nice. But am I shorting anything at this time? No, because the dollar has dropped off. And volatility is not really popping yet. Unless I see those things change. Natural gas calls? Cool, cool. Respect. All right, Spy, what are you doing? Thing is, the trader in me is like, I'm like, I think this will go down to the daily expected move, but just in case it moves sideways, I'm just gonna be patient today. I don't want to like take a volatility play just because. I want to make sure I'm seeing the signals clearly. I'm not seeing that. PCC starting to rise a little bit here. Interesting. Okay, even with this curl down, what's the daily look like for Tesla? Okay, that has not confirmed up. Who's the other one? I think it was Apple, right? Because that looks like almost a V shape, right? You took it back. Maybe this drop was overzealous and they want to do something like this right now. We're just not seeing that behavior from the dollar, from volatility, even from the PCC. All right, guys, I'm going to take a short break just to go use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. Make sure to like the video while I'm gone. Like that video, like, and I'll be right back in about 2 minutes. All right, guys. All right, guys. I get it. I had to use the restroom, but like 100 of you are gonna leave. No, I'm just kidding. All righty. AMC OBV 2x as high as the OG squeeze. Yes, and it seems like you're just seeing you're seeing the market maker manipulate the price just how they can, right? They have tools to do that, but the OBV being that high is just like, hey, the pop seems inevitable, but is it going to happen right now? You never know, right? With that kind of thing, if it's going to happen right now, what you would say is, if I'm able to get the daily to cross up, which is happening right now, then that would be good. So if you think that they're not paying attention to this, saying, hey, we don't want daily momentum to kick in, we don't want anything like that to happen, okay, then you're most likely going to see this thing drop off pretty dramatically today. But if that crosses up, that means pay attention. That's how you got to read into it, right? That's daily momentum. As far as the Qs go, as of right now, this is exactly what we want. Look at this. Claudio, I love this right now. Claudio coming out. QQQ, wow, it is spiking down. That might be the goal here. The goal here might be to convince people to go to the put side. We'll find out. As of right now, volatility, they could see some kind of pop, right? But I love that. I love that. I love it, Claudio. I love it. Because it's a perfect statement of like the sentiment. Look at the Dow. If it will load. Look at the Dow. It's fine. Nothing to worry about there. Usually the Dow leads these type of moves. But look at the Qs. Whoa, that looks really, really, really bad. Tesla's down 3%. Oh my gosh, this is awful. Let's just wait. Let's just wait and see if the PCC goes up to like 1 soon, right? Dramatic drop convinces us that, hey, there's going to be some dramatic downside. And then Tesla just retests its breakdown area and then curls right back up. Now, how you would want to pay attention to this if Tesla's going to break down is a reaction down, a more dramatic reaction. If this starts to happen, you might want to read into it a bit, and then in a reaction, you can get up like this, we can head down. But that, in order for this to happen for Tesla, you'd want to see if that's happening on other stocks as well. And then also, you want to see if the SPY is really starting to break down, really starting to break down. You don't even have a 2-hour that's overbought yet. You don't even have a 2-hour that's overbought yet. If you're going to make a lower high, here's what I'll tell you. I'll tell you how the fake out lower high can form. You want to see it? All right, here's how the fake out lower high can form. We get a 30-minute pullback like this. This does not cross. We end up heading higher right around this area. Then we cross down on the 2-hour. Then we cross back up. And then you get either a double top or some kind of lower high. That is how I would see this forming a lower high. Right? Because then the MACD could go up again like this for a little bit of time. Then it could curl down. Then it could curl back up. Then it curls down. Bam. That would be a good signal to pay attention to. Now, that's if the market gives us that signal. So for now, I'm not seeing crash signals by any means. Just being honest. Now, one thing to note here, as I do say that, right when I say that, of course, the dollar starts to head up. Now that makes sense. There's selling coming into the market. It makes sense. But look at this. PCC climbing, 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 climbing. So I'll be looking for some kind of setup. I might even look at see what Tesla's price at right now. And at the same time, what's Bitcoin doing? You know? What's Bitcoin doing? This is horrible, right? This is just awful. But what's Bitcoin doing? What's it doing? What is that Bitcoin doing? Let's go see. Is that thing dropping? Oh, that is dropping, isn't it? Wow, that's horrible. 2-hour just crossed. That can get pretty ugly, but we're starting to see a little wick here. Let's just look. Let's just be patient. Let's see what's really going on here. We got plenty of time to look into it. Signed in late. How's the report? And kind of a mixed bag, but for the most part, I would say the CPI being the core inflation was overall bad numbers, in my opinion. But they weren't bad enough to really convince people like, hey, it's something to really be worried about, I think. At least that's my opinion on it. Once people get more data, maybe we'll see something different. But at this moment, that's what I would say. We still get more data throughout the week, which is kind of crazy, but Tesla dropping. We'll see if this 15-minute can simply curl up with a retest of this area. Paying attention to the PCC, seeing if people can get over leveraged to the downside now. Oh, the yen thing not over. Yeah, I actually had that chart up over here. I had this up a second ago. Yeah, the dollar yen's not really doing too much. Ooh, is dropping off a little bit, huh? Yikes. Views are just not liking it towards this weekly expected move. I tell ya. Now, one thing to note here. I think something cool to look at here would be the Qs. Let's go back to a daily. Let's look at our previous bottom. Well, previous bottom, you saw some hiccups along the way. Boom, hiccup. Boom, hiccup. And I think that's what we are about to experience. I think we're going to experience some kind of hiccup and then end up to the upside, but we'll see if that dollar starts to turn back up. But for now, we got a little hiccup and boom. So we could experience a hiccup and then boom. We'll see what happens. But in order to make that structure, we really would like to get to this level. But if we need to like turn down for a day and then see that go up, that would make some sense. Just looking at the signals, trying to pay attention to what's going on while it's forming. And we are seeing the dollar is still down while the market is heading down, telling you there may be some insider buying happening still. We saw that buying come in. But I believe this PCC was way too low. They didn't want to actually shoot the market higher in a short squeeze because they want you to get convinced to go into the put side. But if that turns out to be the right option, the signal we can pay attention to, very, very simply, 2 hours start to curl over. If 2 hours start to curl over, you might make another move down a little bit further. Will I be taking those plays? Not necessarily, unless I'm seeing something very obvious. I'm not seeing 30-minute divergence or anything like that. So this could just be a simple 30-minute pullback. Right? The Qs have already done it. They've crossed down as of this bar. We'll see if that can hold, see if they curl down, and then curl right back up as the dollar is lower. PCC starting to rise from that level. So immediately, by the way, right when those people go to the call side, immediately they start to lose money. And that is awful. This is why I really dislike this type of market behavior, but I do enjoy this market behavior because it makes for some fun trades. Man, volatility is just dying. Look at this, the Dow still 0.18. It's not looking too bad there. IWM really suffering here. GME and AMC, GME down now 0.72%. Remember that daily has crossed, so they do not want that daily momentum to take over. So some stuff going on there. Gold, what are you doing? Gold hitting that area. All right. Now, the fact that we're not just touching it and rejecting off completely, we're kind of trying to pile up at it, is a good sign. We just want to look now. We say, okay, this is a pullback as of right now. If that 30-minute can cross back up, hey, there might be a big breakout to the upside. We'll see. But for now, it is pointing straight down, so there's no real recovery there. But watch out if that curls right back up. Bitcoin dropping down even more right now. See the 4 hour. Remember, the 4 hour is what we need to watch here. If that curls down, that's not a good sign. That's a sign that we might be heading lower, right? We see the daily scale trying to turn up here. It just means maybe we need to make a little bit more structure in that area. Maybe we need to dip down into here one more time, or maybe that's just going to reject and be a bad thing. I think you got a good shot to do something like that, but that's if we can get even past as low. I'm still seeing the dollar go down, and maybe that's because of the yen. You're right. Could be because of the yen. I was kind of looking at that dollar to yen ratio, just looking at that pattern there. What do I have up? Oh, Tesla. Tesla's, in case I want to get into Tesla eventually. That just crossed over 200. SPY. Still not a lot of weakness in the SPY, just those tech stocks. So SPY able to hold up. I wonder, let's go look at the heat map. The heat map that I do enjoy. Healthcare, starting to see some upside. Looks like consumer defensives showing a little bit of, I would say, not strength, not positivity, but holding even. And then energy holding pretty even as well. Nothing really seeing dramatic upside. Morgan Stanley seeing a 3.4% move up, and we have insurance seeing some good things, which is crazy to see insurance do well, considering what's happening with the housing market and insurance right now. But semiconductors suffering. Looks like some technology, not really suffering, just not going up dramatically. But we'll see. Apple probably tests a level of like 200 down here, and then we'll see what happens. All right, people still going to the call side, so dollar's still dropping off. We'll see if the SPY continues to head down, if the Qs continue to head down. Something like this, just a quick move like this can really convince people something bad's going to happen. And then, hey, you could just come fill this gap, right? Go through the unexpected level and then see if that's able to turn back around. That would be pretty solid. And then, technically, if you do this right here, you might have enough liquidity to burst through. We'll see. Data throughout the week, so. VIX just really dropping. Oops, didn't mean to do that. VIX really dropping fast here. See, I think we do something like this, test that 200 level, still see some upside. Interesting. Amazon might need to pull back too. All right, who's got a chart for me to look at? I'm down to look at something. IWM, let's go scan over towards IWM, down 0.53 at this moment. We'll see if that's able to curl down on the 30-minute MACD. You're getting a little tight in here. It looks like you tried to break to the upside. You're trying to break to the downside. You can't decide. Everything's in just a lull. Looks like sideways was probably the right thing to say for the morning here. But people still going to the call side. We'll see if that, if they're going to the call side right now, that does make sense. The dollar is dropping while the SPY and the Qs dropped for a bit there, telling you, hey, there are insiders buying here. So calls do make sense. 157? I don't think Tesla goes to 157. No. I think if anything, if Tesla crosses over on this 2 hour, you just make some kind of base somewhere in this area. I think you do that. I think there's just more structure to be had here if that happens, but I'm more so leaning towards, hey, the 30-minute just carves that out. That's more what I'm leaning to at this moment. Not a ton has changed. I'm just looking at the opportunity to actually pull the trigger on some stuff. Meta with a bear trap? It's positive. This would be more of a bull trap. Unless you're looking at like a 1 minute chart. A bear trap would be like this. Bear trap would be like that. Bear trap would be like this divergence down here, right? This would be more of a bull trap, but I'm not even seeing signals that that's a very good bull trap at this point. It just looks like it needs a pullback. It could just do what it did right here. Whoop, whoop. Unless I'm looking at the wrong time frame or something, but. Calls on the swing trade for IWM. Which time frame are you looking at for that? Because that's late on the swing for the 30-minute. Late on the 2 hour. That could go make a stronger base. And then this has curled up. You only have one signal though, so you pretty much have a green bar above the 9 right there. Yesterday, you're not curled up on the MACD. You're not curled up on the RSI. So just pay attention. That means you might need to manage this trade pretty closely here. If you start to curl over on this 1 hour, that can get ugly. 2 hours, what you really think, okay, once that 2 hour crosses, that could be bad. If there are 144K puts at the $6 in SoFi, does that mean if it finishes above $6 this week, it adds buying pressure from the market makers who had to hedge that short position similar to calls? Let me read that again. It can mean they need to close out of the position. They don't. It can add buying pressure in saying that there's no short positions. That means that the sentiment is very, very bullish, right? You would say it's bullish, but it's not necessarily like, oh, if you close above 6 this week and everyone had shorts at $6 and below, that you have to see positivity on Monday. No, there's good potential, but more so, you don't want to get in the habit of thinking like, oh, max pain is IWM max pain is here. So if this closes, and there's a bunch of puts here, okay, if this closes right here, we're going to rocket ship. You don't necessarily want to get in that position because a lot of the time they just don't want to pay those puts out, so they'll lay on the stock right here, and then next week you'll see that pullback once everyone starts to get calls. It's not necessarily something that can give you trade setups. It's something to more just like think about. The fat finger. Market maker positions from calls to puts to market makers. Don't worry about it too much. Follow your signals. You can trade without looking at these things. It's more just we're seeing it as a way to convince us which way the market could go next, right? So because there are a bunch of calls, it makes sense because the dollar is lower and the SPY is heading lower. So it looks like insider buying. But if that is the case, if a lot of people are bullish, they're moving out of cash, why would the SPY drop? And I think the reason for that we can kind of get to with common sense is like, oh, well, they might not want to pay out retail. If we do that, retail could make money. They could take profit. They could make too much money. What they want to do is maybe hold this thing sideways until that PCC starts to go up. That's kind of how I see it. The volume is probably dead on AMC because you finally crossed above the 200, and I bet there's some buying pressure with that, and that's probably not hitting the tape, and you're seeing only the sell orders hit the tape for the most part. Your volume's been remember months ago? Like even a month ago, you would see some crazy good volume in AMC and GME. Notice that volume's getting smaller and smaller. I think they're just manipulating the stock to a T, and I'm just being genuine about that. Doesn't mean that I know when it's going to pop or something like that. I just think they're manipulating the stock. I think it's fairly obvious, actually. I think that they're not allowing buying to hit the tape. You're telling me that AMC, for the first time in a long time, and everyone's a technical trader out there, all the technical traders out there are seeing AMC just crossed up. It has potential to cross up on the daily MACD, and it has potential to go higher than the 200 because it closed above it. And you're telling me there's zero buying pressure because of that. When has that ever happened? When has that ever happened? I'll have to look it up. I'll have to look up if I have a code or something like that. I'd more so want to reach out to them to see if they can give me a code to get you guys more stuff. See if instead of like, I think they maybe give you a stock, see if they can give you like 3 stocks. You know what I'm saying, Josh? Yeah, and yeah, Luke, don't get in the habit of trying to figure out what the market maker's doing at all times. You more just want to read into the info, look at the signal. Always use the signals for the trade, right? Always use the signals. But you can always keep in mind what's going on behind the tape. So you could say, oh, the PCC is low, so if the price went up, then people would make a lot of money. What am I seeing though? Well, the dollar is heading down while the market is heading down right now. So overall, calls make the most sense. They do. Calls make the most sense. Now you want to look, okay, is there an opportunity somewhere? Well, Nvidia dropped off, it's curling back up. Tesla dropped off, maybe there's an opportunity there. Who knows? There's only one way to find out, and that's looking at the signals. Nvidia, very key thing here. spike down. I think this spike, even this spike right here, I think they're trying to convince people to get puts, and I'm just being genuine about that. I think that's what they're doing. I don't think they like the fact that people are going to calls. Now, they might just get frustrated and say, screw it, let some of them make money. But for the most part, what we need to read into here, the dollar is dropping down dramatically. And what happened in the market? Well, we're experiencing some downside, if not just some sideways price action. So you would say from this level, people have bought more. At least a pretty good amount have bought more, right? If I go to a daily or the dollar and I look at the 4 hour, look at these spikes down. That is buying coming in. Now, what we want to be aware of is if we see a rapid move up, watch out if this dollar turns around. We still get data throughout the week, right? We still get 2 more pieces of big data. Seems like topping. And I think double dark, I think you have an argument there. I do think you have an argument there. But I'm just saying, what I more so want to see is, I think too many people to the call side, I think they want to shoot the market up a little bit higher. And then they maybe drop the market. That's more what I'm thinking. Now, I could be wrong. I'll follow the signals. That's mainly what I'm going to do here. I'm going to look at the signals. I'm going to play the signals, right? I'm going to play the signals over and over and over again. So if I see some simple turn-ups, okay, awesome. Swing trades. If I see this thing start to pull back, awesome. I can be patient with it. I can watch my hedge start to make a little bit, right? Now, if this dollar is dropping off because of that yen situation going on, that's maybe a different story, because last time we dropped off with the yen, we did see some downside. This is dropping off pretty rapidly. We'll see what's going to happen with this. Right now, I think our likely scenario too is still this. I think that's the most likely scenario still. You guys heard me say that this morning, right? So what do you think though, Double Dark? Tell me a little more. Tell me a little more. It's hard for me to say that NVIDIA is topping just because you've got a daily cross up. Now, this rejects after daily crossings often, but you are more likely to see, hold on, there's a plane, more likely to see a higher low. Now, this is where you would create that structure though. Look at this. This is where you could shoot down and then curl right back up. It makes sense. So, just want to see what your thoughts are, but for the most part, paying attention to some stuff here, looking at Tesla, looking at NVIDIA, looking at all these options, just seeing what's going on. Not a solid day to trade, just a little bit of a confusing day. It'll probably make sense by the end of the day. It will most likely make a lot of sense by the end of the day. I got out of my Tesla calls right away in the morning, so that was a nice little win there. NVIDIA, I'm going to be out of this as well. NVIDIA is still making me good money there, so I'm out of my upside until I see more structure. So the only thing I'm really holding at this point is the hedge, the UVXY. That's all I'm holding till I see how this plays out. Confusing signals as of this morning. It's my anniversary, and of course things can't be easy today, you know? Gah. Maybe I need to play some tunes. That's the problem. I figured it out. That's the problem. We need some tunage. Maybe put some QP Mayo on stuff. Musica. All right, good. Tesla 200. Okay, so Tesla. Ooh, giving up that 200 as of right now. We'll see. We'll see. Remember what we said. I think this is them trying to convince people to go to the put side. We'll see if that's true. We have to find out if we're right, but I think a lot of the time they do have opposite reactions, but for the most part, you usually see CPI then PPI. It's different this time. It's very strange to see it different, but oh, you just want to see if that 2 hour rolls over. No real one flat divergence as of now, so you can curl down, but daily scale, mainly looking for the swing trade signals here. You have 1, not 2, not 3, so you only have 1 signal here for a swing trade. I'd just be patient in a market like this. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, this makes sense though. Send the market lower. People just went to the call side, so send the market lower. Right when you get calls, market go down. Notice that volatility is not popping. Anybody notice this? Seeing a lot of downside and some stuff, right? A lot of red over here. Nothing going on. The classic, oh, let's buy calls. Oh, the market goes down. Oh, the stocks are all going up. Let's buy calls. Oh, the market goes down. That's why we look at the opposite all the time. Sober up. Just give me an inside and I just wanna coin. Lot of shit to say, couldn't fit it into chorus. Alright, SPY as of now trying to curl down. Q's curling down. Okay, I'm gonna look at max pain. The maximum amount of pain we can have for the day. What should we check on? Let's first check on something that's moved down quite vigorously. Oh, Tesla, big call wall at 200 actually, which is where it's testing, I believe, right now. 200. That'll be interesting. This really hasn't moved, huh? See, Apple just moving sideways. It happened again. Crazy Apple. Nvidia moving sideways. AMD slightly down. Meta. Little likely to see a little bit more downside for Meta. Google, you look like trash. Did you curl over the 2 hour yet? Not yet, but if it does, well, that's gonna be ugly. Oh, AMC. Oh, right when good things are happening. Dang it. Don't you just hate that? You hate to see it. And they can let go. It's chemical. Ooh. I can't wait. There is a 30-minute divergence here. Crossing down would make sense. Alright, Tesla, what you up to? You gonna curl up on a 15-minute for me to take a play or what, dude? Let's look at the QQQ. Upside out of the pod, he's smoking in the pod with you. Oh shit, I said the wrong word. Whoa! Anybody want to see this? You guys want to see the Qs? You want to see the max pain? You want to see these levels? Which we're testing. We're testing right now. You want to see this? You want to see this? Whoa! So if we remain higher, those people all have to get out of those positions. Wow! That is crazy. Whoa! What's tomorrow? Okay. But whoa! That's it? We're just going, hey, we're going down. Is there a big guy that knows something that we don't? But we just touched 159. Look at that. We hit 159. We come back up. That's a put wall right there. You get below that, though. You get below 459 for too long. Might get a little ugly, guys. Holy crap. Did you guys see that? Did you guys just see that? How about NVIDIA curling on the 15? Let's go see that for a moment. 15, look at that. See? That's squeeze behavior, by the way. If you're seeing this head down while the stock just literally is just trailing up, that is squeeze behavior. You talking to me? That sounded like someone from Tekken. That means that if you break below 459, that can really start to flush. But it can start to flush a little bit. But if you can hold above it, really the main thing you want to pay attention to is if you hold above it for too long, those people all start to lose money and have to close out of those positions. Quote unquote knows. You got a lot of nerve, don't you, baby? It's a posty Malone. It's a post melon kind of day, you know what I'm saying? Why'd you throw them stones at you? Uh-oh, let's see if this PCC starts to grow. Come on. Come on, guys. Oh, listen to some tunes. You ready? I had some milk. I encourage you to listen to some tunes right now. Listen to some tunes right now. Put yourself in those positive vibes. Let's go. You got a little smudge on your screen? A little smudge messing with you right now? Give it a nice little haktoa. My wife's probably like, what the fuck is going on down there? Sorry. We've had some good trades over the last 2 weeks. I can't complain. I can't complain. Dow Jones still holding up pretty good. Bro's in his feels right now. SPY. Let's go look at the SPY. Moving sideways. What did I say? Most likely, I said with this type of behavior, most likely thing moves sideways. Sideways moves hurt people a lot. Tesla looking a little oversold, testing the breakdown area, or the break up area, right? We break through, retest, look at that. We'll see if we can curl back up, huh? Don't you hate when that happens? The truth is out there. Now, that exact thing hasn't happened to me, but I have accidentally bought a put when I wanted to buy a call and shit like that. That's always unfortunate. Teamwork make the dream work, and I had some help. Maybe, Just Joe, maybe. Apple's still holding up. Look at that sideways movement. Few stocks telling you, hey, they're not breaking down. You can't break them down, then they might just break back up. Volatility on the dollar is fishy. It's kind of telling me, hey, most of the signals are saying buying might be happening here. I'm just saying. We'll have to pay attention to the signals closely. If those 2 hours start to roll down, that'd be a bad thing. We don't want to, you know, be convinced things have to go higher, but that dollar's dropping off. I think the only thing that's throwing it for a loop is too many people in the calls this morning. What the hell? All right, let's listen to something else real quick. Amazing. All right, let's look at AMD on the Max Pizzane. A lot of calls for AMD. Holy crap, a lot of calls for AMD. I feel like you're the moon. I feel like I'm the one. I wanna get. And then I'll go crazy. See if there's a shift at some point. Microsoft moving sideways. A lot of stuff moving sideways. That and the Qs do not want to break below 459. Look at that. That's that massive put wall. I'm going to tell you right now, market makers do not want to pay out those puts. They need to get those people to shift to calls. That makes sense. Or if they want to break the market down, that would make sense. But if they just do this, if the market ends up, if the Qs just do this, oh my god, those people make so much money. Oh my god. Like a 7-point move down. Holy shit. That's crazy. Yada fantasy, yada wanna fall asleep, yeah. Alright. We need to have a Beat Saber stream. Slash up some stocks. I did have an idea. Tell me what you guys think. Tell me what you guys think about this idea. So, I go to the gun range. I get a target with a bunch of targets on it, and I put stock tickers above them, and I talk about bullish ones, and we hit the target if they're bullish. We purposely miss. I don't miss. We purposely miss if it's bearish. Something like that. Still working on it, but I think that'd be fun. Guns and stocks. Pew pew. Me and my wife are so stupid. We're so immature. I'm always like, hey, Abuela's free. Do you want her to watch Ari and we can go pew pew? And she'll be like, yeah, let's go pew pew. We're children. We're children who have a child. And then like if something I think is really bullish, I'll just like unload the clip, unload the mag, just gush. She tied on, money need a big boy. Gotta do the inch blades like I'm Lil Troy. Jared's like, it's like NVIDIA crossed up on the daily. Dog shit on the stock section. Oh, just Joe, you're killing me. Oh, I'm not wasting ammo. Everything's practice. I still take it. You know, I'm very. I'm not good enough to like mess around. I'm not in an outdoor range or something like that. I'm not good enough to mess around. I still be very careful with mine. I'll still try. Yeah, we'll add a section called "Make sure to have fun. Don't always stare at charts," and we'll just show you guys fun things that I do. 750-11 with a Utah snow, drunk in the front with the stone bow, yeah. This is a good beat though. I'm sorry if you're you know full volume, but I'm vibing today. Yeah, I bet you can't hit Trump in the ear. That was impressive. You said I'm a lot, but I got more now. I want to be goofy in my in some of my videos, guys. It's just I don't know if that would correlate with the algorithm because I know how algorithms work and how this works, and I don't know if you guys like if that would do well. Insider buying is kind of showing up. If this dollar's not because of the yen in any way, you're seeing that drop off dramatically. So this is the buying coming in. Like this move made sense, but now you're starting to see stuff drop while this drops further. I did make money today. I made money off Tesla. I sold that at the perfect time. Made money off NVIDIA, selling that, waiting for things to see what happens throughout the day to see if I need to reapply the position. I still think you have a good likelihood to create structure, dip down, come back up. Right, that would make sense. Dip down, come back up, but we're not seeing that from the dollar. We're not seeing the dollar rise while the market rises, dollar rise while Nvidia rises. We're seeing that drop while actually the market goes a little bit red. So that'd tell me most likely people are buying in these areas. So what I want to pay attention to is something that's dropped a little bit more significantly, like Tesla. Maybe they're mad at Elon for interviewing Donald Trump, so they're going to fight his stock. I don't know. Shorted Nvidia 30 minutes ago. Hey, that, I mean, you have some argument for that. You do. You have a crossover of the MACD, but is there really reversal signals here? No. But in this area, it would make sense to go make that stronger base. You're outside of that weekly expected move. It makes sense. Not going to hate on you. I just think managing the trade closely would be important. Just because of this, okay? Papa. Just because of this. Daily cross up. So daily momentum can take over. You can start to squeeze. So we're looking for, if people get overzealous to the put side, we'll let you know, okay? Two or 3 points, yeah. And then it'll decide my position size. Truth is out there. If I hit perfectly 3 times, full position, $3,000 behind that bad boy. So will you wake me up, or will you drown me out? Yeah, I'm looking at that on my other screen over here. We're done. Uh-oh, things are starting to rise. Interesting. Now, one thing to note with the Qs, they're not able to break through. They do not want to pay those out today. Maybe they're going to allow people to make money because there's so many puts today. Maybe they shoot this thing higher before it pulls back. Nvidia, it's starting to look like it wants to go higher. We'll see. Tesla reacted off of the breakup area, right? Break to the upside, retest. Remember, timing is a lot of it. That's why I manage the trade, right? In this area, once I start to see this bar, this already crossed over on the 15. So crossing down. Okay, this looks like rejection, maybe for a retest. So I get out of that position, make my 95%, all things good. Now I can look for, if that curls back up, I can say, okay, now I can make a decision again. Did the SPY go positive with that? Sideways for now. It's on. All right. What other songs we got out here today? Okay, that's a lot of Post Malone. That's maybe too much Post Melons. Yeah. Come on, Palantir. Come on, Palantir. Do it for just Joe. Just for Joe. Just for Joe. Oh, 30-minute curled up. Watch out for if that rolls over now, though. If you start to beat this low. So actually, you start to beat this level here. A little worried. But not bad. 2 hour. That crosses over. Not a good sign. More of a pullback look there. Still positive. What's Bitcoin doing? That thing trying to bounce back up? Kinda. What's Mara doing with that? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is Mara gonna cross up on this 2 hour chart? IWM, are they safe? Nothing's really safe today. We don't really, the signals aren't clear. I would just say for this, hourly curls over, I'm a little scared. I wouldn't be in that move just yet. See if that base is out, curls right back up. Just for Joe, please. Be like Nike. Just do it. Here. What's Palantir? What's Palantir? Here, we'll do this. This one goes out to the Palantirians out there. All right, let me turn that off. Let me turn this on. All right, this one's for Palantir.
Teardrops.
Palantir drops. Palantir drops. Oh wait, no, wait, that says drops. That says drops. That's not it. That's not it. Oh god. Oh god, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Wait, no, we jinxed it. We said Palantir drops. It's a jinx because whatever we say, it's going to do the opposite. Oh no, now we have Bernie that wants it to crash. Shit. We're screwed. Okay, here's what we want Palantir to do. Spike up to 32, so it's good for just Joe, and then immediately give it up so it crashes down to 26, so it's good for Bernie. Got it? Cult of personality. I'm gonna go look at it. Oh god. Oh wait. I got the song. I've been wanting to hear this for a long time. All right. Hold on. I got this. I got us, guys. I got us right here. Watch this. Watch this. This is for you, Palantir, guys. We just wanted to pump up for a second so you can make money, right? I got you. I got you here. Let's get on Palantir. Let's see if it works. Let's see if this works. All right, 30-minute chart. All right, ready? Ready? You ready? God, I'm getting so demonetized today. Alright, now we're definitely demonetized today. Oh, but I love that song. We say that to we sing that to Ari all the time. We sing that to my daughter like all the time. Oh, I'm listening to it. Sorry, I can't play it the full time just in case, but bait to get it on. I'm sure I've annoyed everyone in my chat now. It's supposed to be a serious channel. All right, and then and then we got to switch it up for. Now we got to switch it up for Bernie right after that. All right, and then this one's for Bernie right after, okay? And then we're gonna get back into some real stock market stuff here. All right, this is for Bernie. After Palantir pumps it up, this is for Bernie.
Drop it low, girl. 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 Drop it.
Okay. We're done. Hey, thanks, Cass. I know, we're trying to have some fun this morning, some confusing signals, so we might as well have some fun with it for a bit. But we will take it seriously, guys. We are going to take it seriously. I'll be on for another hour here. I'm going to give you another hour because I will be most likely not able to do a bunch of content today just because of it's my anniversary, so I got to celebrate with my girl, you know what I'm saying? But thank you guys so much for being here today. We're going to start to take things a little seriously while I listen to some tunage. But what we want to see here, Tesla testing that area again. Remember the cues, testing that 459 area. Do not want to break down below that, so shooting it up would still make sense from here. We'll see what happens. Dollar is dropping off, starting to spike back up. We'll see if the market goes up and the dollar goes up at the same time. That could be pretty hinting. That could be hinting. Why do I want to listen to Missy Elliott? Anybody else? Missy Elliott's underrated. Thank you, Junior. Really appreciate it. Only 2, Banana Sam. Bum-ba-dum-ba-dum. Bum-be-dum-be-dum. Can you tell I'm in a good mood today? Come on. Who knows the song? Come on. If you get another spike, it's a buy. Well, we'll have to find out. We'll see if this dollar can reverse around at the same time. But yes, we can see the market and the dollar go up at the same time. Yo, hate the truth, not me. I have a statement I like to say. People are like, you talking shit? Hey, if talking shit and the truth are the same thing, it's not my problem. I guess I'm talking shit. 90s kid? Yes, 92. Thank you for the like. I saw that heart go. Someone liked. I saw it. Can you look at GSL? Yeah, let's look at some stocks for you guys, all right? Anything you guys are paying attention to that we haven't looked at today, please shout it out. Please shout it out. This looks like a 2-hour sideways movement, don't you think? Just look at it real quick. Get good at this, guys. Look at the 30-minute. This looks like an hourly moving across or a 2-hour moving across, maybe to curl up into positive territory. Boom. Ooh, okay. Maybe if we want to get a little closer to this, we want to look at the hourly because it's down by the center line. If that can cross up, you're breaking through a key area, you can see some upside. Swing trade. Right, this looks like swing trade on the hourly. I learned today. Yeah, sorry we're having some fun with it, but I appreciate you being here and I'm glad that you're having some fun and learning at the same time. That's awesome. All right, let's take a quick look over at IWM just one more time real quick. And remember, if that hourly crosses over, that's not necessarily a good sign. Now, the main signal for you're going to see downside is if that 2-hour curls down. 2-hour curls down, not a good look, all right? Now, we're looking over at Harley Davidson. Well, you want to see here because this looks kind of like a cup and handle that could be forming maybe some structure in here, right? We're grabbing liquidity, grabbing liquidity. Let's see if that 30-minute has curled down. Looks like it's about to. So we'll have to see if this is just a simple cup and handle to the upside. So what we're really looking for here is, can we do this? Can we do this? And can we break through that level? Can we break through this? Maybe we need to curl down just a little bit longer, maybe move sideways for a little bit and then just go bam. Maybe we need to go like this and bam. So still a time to make a decision, but you could probably see a pretty good move if this actually broke to the upside and got above that high, right? 38, not bad. So that's what I'd be paying attention to for this one here, see if it's able to break to the upside. As far as it goes, daily scale, not looking too good. Maybe you want to go to a 4-hour. 4-hour for the swing trade can still be good. So if you get a 4-hour good bar, this curls up, this gets above that center line, 4-hour swing trade, then you want to watch out for maybe a divergence at this level. So coin, let's go look at coin real quick. I'll tell you what, I'll sell one contract. I'll sell one contract just for you. All right, there you go. I sold one contract because it's just my hedge. I don't care too much about it, but I sold one contract. All right, there you go. It's done. All right, there you go. Just for you, Just Joe. We'll look at Starbucks in a moment, but looking at coin here, I really want to pay attention to what Bitcoin's doing even when looking at coin. But you would say, look at the 2-hour. Very close to the center line. That curls down, bad things can happen. But you're kind of in an area where you're trying to break to the upside. I wish someone out there, I wish one of you guys was like some kind of artist. If you're a music artist, you should make me a song. I'm down. Oh god, that's switched up real quick. That is not, nope. Nope. There we go. I need to get my drum pad. No SPY or Q plays, no. I have a hedge against the SPY just in case something bad happens, but I just sold one of those contracts for your boy out there, Just Joe. because he thinks that since I'm holding it, it's not going to go up, right? Since volatility is not going to go up because I'm holding it. So I sold one contract. That way it's like, okay. Luke's thinking about getting out of it. Now we can send it higher. The upside downside risk, I'll just show you the signals to mainly look for here. 2 hour crosses down, bad things can happen. As of right now, the 30-minute has crossed down. So if you're looking at the shorter time frames, you're really just looking, can IWM cleanly break above this level and get a green bar, right? You see how this is, if we broke it, but it's red. We want a clean, good break here, and then that weekly expected move upside is likely. But as that does start to roll over, we want to treat that as bad until that curls back up. That would be a good sign. You are getting tight. Look at this. You're tight. You're waiting for that big move in one direction. 2 hour crosses over though, bad things can happen. 30-minute can cross back up, good things can happen. That's more how I'd look at it. And then the up and downside for that, we do give you that weekly now. If you do ask about the IWM, I'm trying to update these throughout the live videos. 214.16 to the upside, 198.76. So 30-minute crosses up, hey, we can get to 214.16. Which makes sense. It's kind of near that breakdown area. Now, if we're going to break down, then 198.76, that's where you could set up a 2 hour divergence. Okay, so 2 hour, that curls down. You see this MACD up by the center line? Boo. Oh, taper off. That'd be a nice look. It could, Jess, it could, but I'm paying attention to the signals. We're starting to see a little pop from the dollar bill, y'all. So close to making that divergence. I would almost count. Look at that difference there. Thoughts on Serve? Let's go look at Serve real quick. Sorry, I just banged my desk. My bad. Serve is trying to give you some good signals. It really is. 2 hour trying to cross up. That 2 hour can cross up. Positivity can be there. You're crossing the center line for the RSI. You're getting a good bar, even though it's red. That is a positive bar, plus 29%. Now that might need to digest for a second on, say, a shorter time frame, like a 30-minute. You see how that's getting overbought. So it makes sense to move sideways a little bit, or even down maybe, and then curl back up. So I'd really be looking for if this 30-minute remains positive, and I'd be looking for that 2 hour to cross up. But you do have 2 swing trade signals as of right now for some upside, even with the potentially bad earnings. That's not so accident. One of my guilty pleasures. I like Avril Lavigne, okay? I told you just, Joe. Banged your desk, doing better than me. Oh, I hit my chair. Your boy's got rhythm. You got to wish I was. Good morning, Trevor. How you doing out there today? Remember, guys, this too. The Dow is still green. The Dow, very green here. We'll see what happens going forward. And I saw those hearts. You did it. Who liked? Thank you for liking, but who liked it? I swear. Thank you guys for being so cool. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Real key thing with Dow Jones right now, hitting the breakdown area now. As we try to curl up on the MACD. If we can see some strength here, that'd be a good sign. Now, what we want to pay attention to with the dollar, even if this spikes, the market can go higher. We just want to see if this is going higher and the market's heading higher at the same time. And then we want to see, do we have a reversal signal in the SPY while this is higher? That's what we're going to pay attention to. Volatility trying to go down and test that 50. CPI is out. The data overall showed that the core inflation staying even or even ticking up slightly. The other ones look like they ticked down just barely or stayed even. So kind of a mixed bag. Not really the best news, but I think since people are starting to forget about jobs data, maybe they'll be happy with that. SPY curling up on the daily as of right now. Watch out. We are still in extreme fear. Uh-oh, still in extreme fear. That's weird. Wonder if the market will go up. We'll see. We get more data, so we got to be careful, but let me go look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin rejecting as of right now. 2 hour did cross. But it's going into liquidity, so interesting there. Another one, I still like this setup a little bit, see if that can cross over, but the 30-minute might need to curl down for a brief moment. See if this can go like, boop, boop. So she only dates guys with the big... For AMD, by the way, I want to look at the previous time we had some upside. I really want you to see this and just be aware that this type of thing can happen. You see this upside, and then boom, we flash down, curl back up over time. Could just take a little bit more time, right? Timing is everything. And notice what we had back then. We had what, 3 bars? 3 bars up. What do we have here? We have 2. Maybe we get the third. Boom. See that thing go, what? We can see that. AMC, GME, starting to drop off a little bit here. We'll see if that's able to cross by the end of the day. AMC, see if that's able to cross by the end of the day. Dollar starting to get a reaction here. VIX coming down, testing my level of 1683, just a level that gets some reactions. No, I don't want that. Oh shit, we got some heavy music coming in now. Uh-oh, that's rising. Dollar's starting to rise a little bit here. If that crosses up, I'm going to be aware of that. Uh-oh, Tesla might need to make a stronger base here. Oh, the blueprint of decide. Oh man, this is such an interesting market, isn't it? A lot of craziness as we try to make this base. I'm gonna see if that rises even more. Fuck. I still think we want to reach up towards that weekly. We're so close to it. SPY, maybe same thing. Hasn't crossed over yet. You decide. Now we could see a moment where people are over leveraged now to the upside. See the PCC pretty low. Then we just see the dollar spike. You see the dollar spiking here? Interesting. Interesting. Sorry, I keep hitting my desk. I'm sorry. Dollar's starting to rise here, guys. We'll see if that dollar continues to rise more dramatically is what we're looking for. People are getting a little overzealous now to the call side. We've been there for a while. 2 hour looks like it could pop at any moment. Where are we? We're connecting with all the moving averages here. Uh-oh. That's got me a little nervous. I'm running from hell, falling from grace. Yeah, it's where NVIDIA would want to kind of create that higher low. Now we're there. We are there where we might want to create that higher low. What's Bitcoin doing again? I think they maybe they do shoot it down. Rolling from hell, falling from grace. You know what they could do to just ruin everyone? Make it go sideways for a long ass time. Yeah, make me for good. It's all over your bullshit. You respect. You makes me fucking suck. All right. No, not a lot there. Just the divergence on the MACD. Dow Jones still going higher. NVIDIA about to cross on the 15. What is the IWM's weekly expected move, Robert? I got you. 214.16 to the upside. You have 198.76 to the downside. In my Glory Bears era. Drizzle, drizzle. Right, Bears? Hey, I mean, the thing is, there's an argument for both sides right now, for real. Makes your trading go better. Yeah, I'm just positioning myself for what's happening next. You saw it around. Yeah, don't start talking. Facts. Facts. Like, all they have to do the rest of the week is like that. That would really mess people up. No, not in this area, no. If I want to be smart with it, I should wait for it at least to probably base out a little more. I think you got a chance to do something like that. Outside of the party, smoking in the car with you. I wouldn't say I'm rich yet. Rich in spirit. Because I was buying 69 cents if we could see that again, maybe after the election. Soon, my friend. Soon, my friend. We will all be rich soon, you know? Maybe. Maybe. We'll find out. If we make good decisions, if I make good decisions for the next, I'd say about 2 years, then I'd consider myself a little well off. Clove. Woo! Whoa, that's a big upward move. Now this is a health investment. Never curled down on that 30-minute, did it? Curled up on the 2-hour and just went. What? Broke through the key level, starting to gap up. Not really a lot of technicals to do here besides saying, hey, there is divergence at these highs. I'm sorry, tell me what I gotta do. Oh gosh, I gotta pee. There's not a lot of things going on here besides that daily divergence. So you gotta watch out if that needs to pull back a little more, maybe go retest the area it just broke out of towards $2. That's what I would overall say about this guy. Hey there. I know it's hard to feel. 2-hour, bam, that'd be cool. Kava? Yeah. Ooh, good swing trade so far. On this bar right here, you had everything. Now you're in an area where you can make that little handle, right? I'm guessing the, since the daily's pretty overbought, like it's getting towards overbought, 2 hours probably overbought. So what we'd like to see here for good structure, this is a great cup. Look at that cup. Look at that cup. Just look at it. Cup, handle, up. We'll see. Earnings around the corner when that happens, so a little scary there. Oh yes, double dark. I know you do, you kill me well. Come on, double dark. You know it. Sing it out loud. Double dark. Yo, Double Dark, if you like that, you should look up Emo Orchestra. Emo Orchestra was one of the most fun things I've ever been to in my life. It was so fun. Okay, now we're starting to see that dollar rise up just a little bit. Seeing that rise up a little bit. We'll see if there's a reaction there. My black my eyes. Ah, wrong thing. And die. Give me a sec here. Give me a sec here. I gotta look at some stuff. It's not a phase. It's a lifestyle. Yeah, this shit is messing with me over here. I fucking hate it. It's annoying. God dang it. Oh, okay. Stopped out? No! Bro, I keep having to replace this order. It's so annoying. So freaking annoying, man. Oh, fucking cancel it. God dang. Shit's annoying. Screw it. Fucking. Oh, god damn it. This thing is so messed up today. Fuck it. Fine. I'll do it. God damn. Okay, we're back. Sorry. Something's just... Bubblicious was stopped out. I was bummed. I'm watching. John! John, tell Christina she has to make money and take you to dinner tonight. Tell her she has to. It's the only thing that's... It's fair. It's fair. If she makes money, she has to take you out to dinner. That's how it works. You gotta treat your man sometimes, Christina. Gaw. But John, if she treats you to dinner, you have to give her a back rib. It's only fair. It's only fair. Double top on a 5-minute, then push down. It's possible. We do have the dollar moving, guys. Dollar is moving up now. Pay attention. Dollar's moving up. PCC a little high. Not necessarily a very big rigged move. But we can see how the volatility is about to retest that 50 on the daily scale. Rain, somebody thought about it, said plane, head bang, Mandalay Bay Hotel, but a lead cane. Jet change can get you caught up in death's rain. You're not emo anymore? Yo, emo's not dead. Emo's very alive. Uh-oh. Watch out, guys. We could see a move from the dollar here. People might be over leveraged to the upside. I'm still going to keep some eyes on Tesla, but see if I need to manage this trade, but see if I need to get back in, get back out type deal. 15 minutes, see if that thing can just cross back up. Oh, God, but the dollar's rising. It's freaking me out. This is like, oh, you buy your own dinner. Well, I mean, my wife buys me dinner every once in a while. But, like, we have a joint account, so technically I'm still doing it, you know? Yeah. Seems like they want those puts on the Qs to close out. All right, 15 minute for the Qs, about to cross up. We could head up towards a weekly expected move. All right, guys, remember, we got 30 more minutes left in the stream, so I'm going to go use the restroom, and I'll be right back. Make sure to like as I'm away. I'll be right back. Had steak last night? Yeah, we love us some steak over here, man. Steak and potatoes. My goodness. People can always get found out. Alrighty. Now, Dow Jones still moving to the upside, guys. Still moving to the upside. I just think this is throwing them for a loop. I don't think they expected the calls to come in like that. I don't think they expected that, really. IWM trying to curl up as well. SPY trying to curl up. Looks like we're heading towards that weekly expected move. Tesla, Amazon, Nvidia crossed up. Is that all Nvidia needs? No, I think still being out. Probably out of this for now. Make the money. Take it, make it, look for the next trade setup. Apple chart looks horrible. You're starting to create a lot of divergence on the 15-minute here. How about this makes sense, guys? This makes sense in this area, right? We would want to come up to something like this. Like a 223, 224. See that thing pull back down? And then, boom, head to the upside. We'll see. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Not gonna be on my deathbed. Nvidia, just some divergence popping up here, triple, kind of like Apple. Apple and Nvidia looking a little bit similar with this. I know Apple's a little more sideways, but look at the look of the RSI. Look at the look. Now that can just go away. That can, handle itself. It's outside of the weekly expected move. We could see something crazy. But for the most part, we want to say, ooh, okay, right now, if that would curl over, there is weakness here on Apple and Nvidia if this curls back down. But none of that is confirmed yet, Diana. You know what I mean? If that starts to confirm, you might be like, all right, let me weasel out of a few. That's more so how I would look at it. But for now, things are fine. In a short squeeze, you're going to see a ton of divergences and stuff. So you don't want to like fake yourself out. You just want to be like, all right, let me manage risk. All right, get back in. Manage risk. All right, get back in. For now, Apple on the daily scale with that price action, daily curling up. So if anything, Apple's telling you, hey, swing trade to the upside. So I still think you have the opportunity to back off here, but AMC, were you able to curl up? No. Did GME stay curled up? Ooh, piece of candy. Let's look at that dollar again. Dollar's now only down 0.14. Uh-oh, just be careful. You do have this 4 hour. If that starts to curl up, 2 hours starts to curl up first. Right, if that can see a big reaction here, we might see something crazy to the downside. So paying attention to the dollar can help. But also, you can see at times where during a squeeze, the dollar heads up with that squeeze. So Just depends on how big of a trap they're trying to make, if they're even making a trap, if this is just a swing trade to the upside. There's a lot to look at, so I'm trying to hedge and position for what's going to happen next at the same time. Looks like we're at least looking like we're trailing up, maybe going to go up towards that weekly expected move. That would make a lot of sense. Right here, you see all that? Bunch of touches. I would really like to get there. And then Tesla, still waiting on this guy. See if that thing can turn back up. I don't mind Beartooth. I do like Papa Roach. Kill the Noise. I've seen Papa Roach in concert. It is pretty good. Kill the Noise is great. Yo, I gotta charge my Oculus. Where the fuck is that thing? I haven't done the Oculus in like 4 months. It's a workout. No love, no feeling. I choke on the air I'm breathing. Damn, okay. Yield's dropping off. Ooh, whoa. I mean, that's the right reaction, actually. Volatility just continuing to drop off. No reaction. That's what you see in a squeeze. Volatility just dropping. Oh, Starbucks. Yeah. Sorry, I know you asked about that a little bit ago. I kind of forgot. ADHD moment. Wow. Now, remember, Starbucks is one. We were talking about the breakout with the divergence. Remember that? Remember the divergence down here? We get the breakout yesterday. You know, we were more leaning towards, hey, a reaction up to the 200, see if you get that to pile up. But, hey, you just gap above everything. What I'd be paying attention to now is the 30-minute to pull back. This is a positive trend. Very, very positive. So if that can go sideways or just pull back a little bit, pull back, wait for that thing, see if that's able to curl up. Next big move could be there. But you need to look, that is very overbought. I'm guessing the 2-hour overbought too. So you could experience a 2-hour pullback as well before that really sees more upside. As of right now, very, very bullish. But I'd like to see some consolidation before making a play on it myself. Dow not crossing over on this 2-hour at all. It's saying upside, man. Is that Carvana? Oh, yeah. Carvana gave you the overall 2-hour signal. Now you could say this is a big cup, big handle. Let's see if we head to the upside. Looking at the daily signal here as well. What's happening? That curled up yesterday, so this can mean there is some positivity to be had if you start to close above 146, 140. What's that? What's the 147.34? Close above that level, you might have some prolonged upside. At least that's what it looks like. Now, you still have to be careful with looks like this. Look at the divergence all across this. This could shift over at any time. So really looking at a 2-hour, seeing that there's divergence even right now. Look for if that actually breaks. But if that can curl down, that's not going to be a good sign. So managing the trade, good idea here. If you're paying attention to this for upside, just pay attention to how you would manage the trade, set up your plan. Dollar again, now only down 0.13. As the SPY makes that upward move. But the dollar is overall down while the market is up. That makes sense. NVIDIA 15-minute has flipped. Yeah, the 15-minute did cross up here. So upside, that crossed 15 minutes ago, actually. Well, about 30 minutes ago. So now we'll see if that's able to get some upside, see if we're able to test this level up here, maybe something like 119. But anywhere in this area, you can start to, you really see it right here, right? We just go like, all right, sorry, that's bad. That would be a nice look, but if we short squeeze, that ain't gonna happen. You're just gonna see this thing start gapping up. So it's just a time to be cautious. It's a time where you can find that resistance that actually gives you like a, I would say at least a 30-minute pullback, right? 30-minute pullback. And then 30-minute pullback, you get up to this area. That's when I'd be a little bit more like, ooh, next week. Depends on if that 15-minute can cross back up. If that 15-minute can cross back up, I would say testing this level makes sense. Even 208, I think, would make sense. I really do. I think 208 would make sense if this is able to cross up, test this level. If it's able to cross that, maybe go a little higher, maybe look at this. See if you can go whoop. And then if you break up, look for that to curl down, curl back up, right? But curls up, you got a shot to go back up to actually 208, I would say. In all your love, all your hate, all your memories. I was trying to get my wife to watch Interstellar. She's never seen it. She was hating on it, Tina. Hating on Interstellar. Still a bunch of calls in there. Oh my god, a green bar from volatility. Just Joe's like, please, please, please. Yeah, there's Tesla. I want to reapply this position soon. Yeah, I like it too, Christopher. That's why I was trying to get her to watch it, but baby girl was not sleeping good. She had tummy issues, so we had to cut that off, unfortunately. Like a carousel circle in the drain. Oh! Voices in my head keep telling me to choose a side. It's heaven or hell, like it's do or die. Ooh, now you have divergence out here. Just saying, now you have 15-minute divergence. That's when you pay attention. Because that weekly move is here. Well, you'll learn in the courses, we talk about in the courses a lot, is about finding reversals outside of these areas. So remember, you still have that 68% chance to land down by Friday close. And now you have a 15-minute divergence forming. So if that was to roll over, that is a form of weakness. You can start to roll over hourly charts. That hourly's been going up and up and up and up and up. So it's due for a pullback. If we're going to squeeze, okay. But you do see that 15-minute. If that rotates down, you do have a 68% chance to land here by Friday close. Out of my Apple. That's a solid move, and I think it's a solid area to get to, and then you can wait and see if there's an hourly pullback and just see what happens, right? 30-minute pullback even, right? An actual 30-minute pullback. Now, this could still react up higher. It's up towards that weekly expected move now. There it is, weekly expected move somewhere in that area. But we can do something like that and then see if it forms something. Right now, creating a little divergence point right by that weekly expected move. Bitcoin did look okay. Yeah, it really did. Starting to spike here too. So mainly the 2-hour crossing over, not a good sign. And that's what's happening on this bar. So we'll see if that's able to reverse still. You got 13 minutes left, so we'll see. The main signal you don't want to happen is if this 4-hour curls down, that's not going to be a good sign for Bitcoin. That's all I got to say about that. what you're looking for here from Bitcoin to get bullish is just a daily cross up of the MACD. I think that would be a good sign. You're building liquidity. That's great. Launches up. Stopped out with profits. Yes, I learned my lesson. Take profits while you can. Yeah, take profits while you can. Anytime you're thinking about taking profits, just think in your head, I have a 100% chance to make this money right now. Is this a good amount of money? Am I comfortable with that? Blah, 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 blah. That's how you kind of think about it. That's what I did with Tesla this morning. I was like, it looks a little fishy to me. 15-minute crossed over. I like that amount of money. I'll take 95% on my trade. Was the night shining armor in your movie? Put your lips on mine and love the aftertaste now. I bet nobody knows that song. Yeah, probably it happens to all of us. It happens a lot, especially like when I was early on trading. But yeah, I just learned my lesson, just like you just said. I learned my lesson once and I go, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna take money when I like it. That's kind of how I do it. No better to fuck with someone like me. Now, just keep in mind also that this signal is still here, down by 10%. So we do have a chance for maybe a consolidation day on tomorrow or possibly a down day tomorrow. So we'll see. For now, we're not necessarily seeing like the dollar rise rapidly to the upside or something like that. If we start to see that by the end of the day, maybe I'll pop on live for just a split second or something like that if we see something rigged happening. Right now, this makes total sense. It's exactly what we were looking for upside. Left, head, right shoulder. We're just forming, going to touch this area maybe and head back down. Then we'll see what happens. Maybe people get over leveraged to the downside here. For now, it seems people want upside, and I think they want to send the market higher with how the dollar's behaving. Now, the dollar is starting to rotate back up right when we get to that area. Right when we get up towards this area, the dollar is starting to rotate up. So there is a little bit of selling coming in, but nothing to be scared out of, really. You know what I mean? Nothing that scares me out. I'm just looking for the opportunity to get back in. But you see Tesla, that looks like it could drop. Let's face it, you couldn't make it. Big resistances up here, man. If this is just a liquidity grab to head lower, that would be crazy. What happened last time? We're higher than we did the last time we saw that significant drop. We're higher up. So you're already kind of squeezing. I mean, that's a squeeze if you ever seen one. Look at that. But now people kind of switching to calls, so we'll see. Faster than no, I should have run. No, I should have run. 10 minutes in the stream. Who's excited for these last 10 minutes of the stream here? Should have known better to fuck with someone like me. VVIX not spiking either. Let me look at this. TLT. TLT up by that. Let me double check. 9808. TLT at that weekly expected move right now. TLT, that weekly expected move, rejecting from it pretty much right now. But man, this looks pretty damn bullish. Uh-oh, is this starting to rotate up? 2.6? Then persist. I'll take the puff for me. Interesting. All right. See if Tesla's able to curl this thing back up. Curl up that 30-minute. 2 hour, we just don't want that to fall down. If you want to see bullishness, that is, from Tesla. Netflix look good too. Netflix really squeezing here. Look at that. We're tapering to the upside, by the way. So if this does see a strong move and go like that, ooh, look for if that's gonna roll back down. I'm surprised AMD is still negative, but it ran into that weekly. Meta hitting a key level as well. Going up towards our trend here. That's a longer term trend. And we always run into problems around that area, so we might run into a problem here for Meta. We really like to reject from there too, man. So we gotta watch out. If I see some funky stuff, I'll try to hop back on later today. But the Dow is not saying anything but upside, really. But you see, we're still at a dangerous point where this could be, with the weekly signal, this could still be a lower high, so yikes. Even though this is a great signal, though, we have to admit, that's a great signal. Looks a lot like NVIDIA, actually. How NVIDIA would head higher looks like the Dow. Right? Then we look over at NVIDIA. Uh-oh. That's kind of a hangman, isn't it? Tell me that's not a hangman right there. Anybody else seeing that? I guess the question is, do you like this to end for a hangman? Do you like that to end green? Looks like a hangman to me, right? Oh, I love this song. I will stay. Let's see if we got any more hangmans. No. That's just a bad bar. That's just a bad bar. That's a hangman. Kind of. Kind of. Hangman's kind of like a maybe you'd say like inverted, like a hammer candle, kind of. So it can be a bearish reversal sign. So it's where you have the wick and then you kind of close up in these levels. That's kind of what the hangman is there. I'll see if we can find an example somewhere. Not really seeing an example here. Let's look at the SPY. Sometimes hangmans pop up in the SPY. So like this could kind of be a hangman. It's a reversal signal where you have a wick and then you kind of have this box down in here. Reversal signal. And now the SPY's getting it too. See how the SPY's getting it? Just kind of looks like it. Let's see. But you see, when it's down at lower times, it can be... And if you have nightmares, they'll dance on the bed. That's just a fatty, but... We haven't seen a lot of hangman candles lately. Let's look at something random. See like this? See this? See this right here? See that candle? Kind of like this. Drop. Yeah, it's not the strongest reversal candle, but it is one to pay attention. So like over here, this very, very small one. See this? Very small. Now, the dollar is heading down into this point between these two lows. I just marked that off to see what would happen. RR, right? Rich Tech? Rick Tech? Robotics? Whoa, that is down though. Going to test the 50. Watch out, we can get reactions from that 50. Remember, guys, if we don't make it past this, that can continue the crash. These are crossed pretty significantly. So this can continue the crash if we get a reaction from here or the 200. If we break below that, you're definitely going to be squeezing from that point. I guess nothing's definite, right? It's more just like higher probability to squeeze if we can go below this. But head down to that, react, head down to this, react. I'm just worried about the dollar just slowly going to curl up on a 2-hour. We see selling overnight or something. That would be not good. And then we get retail sales in the morning, so we'll have to see what happens with that. But SPY still going up, 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 up. Qs, look at that. Look at that little 15-minute divergence right by the weekly expected move. Damn, Apple. Apple's going, but it still has the reversal signal, so it is diligent to do something there, but I'd like the reversal to happen first. But all right, guys, I think for today, that was a pretty good stream, right? I think we had some fun. We're hitting some key levels. Maybe we'll pop on later today to see if there's some kind of rug pull. We're not necessarily seeing the most rug pull signals. We're just seeing a high call ratio, right? High to the call side. Dollar's starting to tick up, but it hasn't really ticked up yet, so we gotta kind of take it with a grain of salt. As of right now, though, I'm going to be looking at the charts throughout the day, spending time with family, doing all that good stuff for my anniversary, but I will be paying attention to charts, and if something crazy is happening, I'll make some time for you, okay? So thank you guys so much for joining today. I really do appreciate it. I think all I want to do is wish you guys some luck. Hold on, let's see if we can end off with some song.
Are you feeling nervous? Are you having fun? It's almost over. It's just begun.
We're just beginning. Look in my eyes. Don't be scared. Don't be shy. Come on in the waters. You said the ocean's rising like I give a shit. You say the whole world's fine, and honey, it already did.
You're not gonna slow it, heaven knows you tried.
Got it good, now get inside. Alright guys, I'm gonna leave you guys off with that, guys. Let's have some fun today. Keep having some fun while you're trading. Make sure to manage those trades. Trade like water. That's what we do on this channel for a good reason. Really appreciate you guys being here today. Looks like Tesla's starting to curl up on stuff. Looks like Nvidia hitting some key levels. So we got a lot to pay attention to. Potential for a squeeze. Potential for a rug pull. Mixed signals throughout the day. If I see something crazy, I'll be back on later today. So thank you guys so much for joining us. And I hope you guys have all the luck in the world with your trades. And have a great, great day. Peace. Thank you so much, Jeremiah, for the 99, for that $1. Have a great day, guys. I'm so sorry, Just Joe.